Go ahead.
Be your own boss. That's what I'm here to talk to you guys about. So, we all go to college, and the majority of us end up doing 9 to 5 jobs where you go to work in the morning, and you're bored out of your mind, you have one eye on your work and one eye on the clock, just waiting to hear when your lunch break is, when you're going to go home, and then your boss comes in, they yell at you, tell you to put a smile on your face, and be more productive. That's what the American workforce seems to be, especially office jobs. But in this economy, with a 8.8 unemployment rate, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, even a steady 9 to 5 job is hard to come by. So what do? We create our own jobs, we run our own enterprises, and we can be our own boss. We live in a society where there's minimal correlation between how educated you are and how successful you are, and in our society, we measure success by wealth. These are all examples of people who went out on a limb and did something new, or got involved in a new topic like Jersey Shore, who really cared about Guidos and Italians before then. Or I talked about the Kardashians in my last speech. It's a similar idea. Lady Gaga, she branched out and did her own kind of music. And what all of these people have in common is that they didn't go to college. Now, I'm not encouraging you guys to drop out of school or to tell you that being in college is a waste of time, but I'm telling you that to start something new, to have your own ideas, there's no harm in that, and you can start something on your own. And our society encourages you to do that. It's all about getting a fresh idea and getting other people to support it. And in today's society, we all have the resources to make that happen. Last week, I'm sure you all knew Joseph Gordon-Levitt was here. And after his presentation, he was quoted in the Diamondback saying that you're just as likely to be a successful artist by making your art, making good art, connecting with your audience through the internet, through live shows, through whatever it is. You don't need to wait around for someone to hire you. Now, the context of this quote was talking more about performing arts and film, but his point really applies to anything. If you want to start a business, you start by talking to people. You post your ideas on the internet. You don't need to go and find someone with a lot of money. You don't need to go around Wall Street and asking some Wall Streeter to help you out. You have the resources at your disposal. Now, what are these resources? Same ones we've been talking about. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, WordPress, which is a blogging site, LinkedIn, and I put up Tumblr there. If you have an idea and you want to see if your friends like it, you make a group on Facebook and say, hey guys, I have this idea, what do you think about it? Like Joseph Gordon-Levitt said, if you're into performing arts, if you're into singing or acting or making music, you can make videos on YouTube, and people all over the world have access to it. And the more they like it, the more they'll share it with other people. That's a really good way to gauge whether you have any potential. And with Twitter, you have direct access to the people you want to reach. You can talk about a new song that you're writing, a new business venture that you have. It's a really great way to communicate. If you're starting a new business, LinkedIn is a really good way to get in contact with professionals so you can have a really good team. And I put a Tumblr up there because people have all sorts of great ideas. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're newsworthy, and Tumblr is a very diverse resource that they can use. And these are some statistics that Tumblr put up. And at the bottom of that, I want to point out it says 9 book deals. Nowadays, a lot of people who are publishing books start off with blogs. If they have, for example, I'm going to talk about this later, but stuff white people like. I'm sure you guys have seen that website. That the creator, Christian Lander, has 2 book deals out of it. And it would have been much harder for him to do that if, say, he had just gone to a publisher in New York City. These are all examples of people who use these resources and are being very successful today, and they're making a lot of money. We all know Rebecca Black sang the song that we all want to sing at the end of our days on Friday. And her parents helped her out, and they created a music video that was pretty low budget, and they just threw it up on YouTube. And it's best-selling on iTunes, and everyone's listening to it. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter that it's really not that great of a song. People like it. The Huffington Post was created by Arianna Huffington, and after her political career kind of failed, she had a lot of great ideas she wanted to share. So she started her own blog, and she talked about the news. and people liked it. And she started teaming up with other news networks and making this giant resource for people to access their news. And recently, AOL bought the Huffington Post for millions of dollars. If Ariana had just been a columnist in some regular paper, she probably wouldn't have been as well known or successful. I was watching Good Morning America, and ABC News did a little expose on Justin Bieber. And it turns out that little Bieber here, he started off on YouTube. He had a good voice, and he started throwing up videos on YouTube. And none other than Usher found these tapes, and he signed him onto his label, and the rest is history. And at mealtime, I'm sure more guys know about this, but it's a bunch of people from Canada. They got together and they made huge meals, usually involving bacon. It's kind of gross, but lots of people liked it. And at first, not very many people watched it. They got maybe a couple of hundred views, but they kept at it for a couple of years, and they kept putting up videos until they had millions of hits on average. And now, the people of Epic Mealtime have their own show. Politico is also very similar to the Huffington Post, where one person just started doing their own thing, and the rest is history. Now, to summarize, in a nutshell, this is what you can do to be marketable and start something on your own. And this was compiled by the Wall Street Journal. The first thing is combine all your abilities. We're not all superheroes. We don't have one particular skill that's trumps everything else. So find out what you're good at to make yourself a suitable package. Second is be prepared to fail. When you start something on your own, a lot of times it won't work. People won't respond, and it can be discouraging, but you have to stick with it. Third is find the action. And this is where your college education comes in. You don't want to be sitting in your room all day hoping for an idea to come to you. You need to go out there, meet people, make yourself knowledgeable, and that's where the good ideas will come from. Fourth is attract luck. A big part of success is getting lucky. And you can't just wait around for luck to hit you. You need to make yourself more susceptible to getting luck. Conquer fear. If you have any fears, like speaking in public, get over it, and that'll also help you be successful. Be succinct. If you have an idea, make sure you can clearly communicate it to people, or otherwise you're going to lose them. And lastly, learn to be persuasive. You need to convince people that your idea is good and that they should listen to you. So go out there. I encourage you to start something on your own, so when you get out of college, you can be an employer and not the employee.